Hi everyone, Steve here, and welcome to day 26 of my journey into crypto. I cannot believe I'm almost to day 30, and I actually would have been here already had I not skipped a couple days here and there just because so much going on in my life. Today, I want to talk about some really interesting news in the world of NFTs, and I want to share this with you because I was recently having a discussion with a friend and colleague of mine, and we both have some experiences where we know people who look at crypto and they think it's either a scam or some type of pyramid scheme where people are just speculating and making lots of money, but there's no real value in it. And on the other side, we're seeing real investments from major brands into the world of crypto. So, how do you reconcile that? And I look at NFTs as one of those areas where you can point and say, there is something real happening here. It's just not speculation. There's real utility being created, and the brands are seeing an opportunity to get closer to their end customers. And I want to share two stories that just happened recently. And just to date this, we're in December of 2021. It's during the holidays. You can say I'm in a different location I normally am. And I want to share with you two stories that I think really caught my attention. So let's get into it. The stories I want to talk about are Nike and Adidas. So here's the news. There's a company that Nike just announced that they purchased called Artifact. I believe that's a correct pronunciation. And then Adidas made their own move where they did a collaboration project and created with some other partners and well known creators over 30,000 NFTs. Both of them huge successes. But let's talk about what that means. So at Nike, they bought this company called Artifact. We don't know too much about the terms of the deal, that's still private. But Artifact creates digital art pieces, and then those art pieces can be redeemed for physical goods. So you buy an NFT, it equals one physical good in the real world. And you can imagine what this might mean for Nike because now a company like this can create unique type of models of shoes, of apparel, anything that you can think of. People who own these NFTs can redeem them for a real world physical good. If you know anything about the people who are into collecting shoes and selling them on the open market, you can see what an amazing opportunity it is to create an even bigger market. And that's just talking about shoes, let alone the rest of their line. But I think it creates a really powerful opportunity to create more awareness and some unique ownership opportunities around a brand, an identity, and a sport. And then letting fans and enthusiasts of those type of sports invest in NFTs, and then they own that and they can trade it in for a physical good, or they can sell that NFT to somebody else. So I think it really elevates the brand, elevates the experience, and is something that does not exist today in the real world. So this is one big example. And to me, it just shows you how quickly big brands are moving into this space. A year ago, I think people were talking about it, but within a very short amount of time, you see some big brands making investments in a big way. Now let's move on to Adidas. They have this project called Into the Metaverse, where they created 30,000 NFT collectibles. And like I said before, it was this collaborative effort. And the key thing is when they made these NFTs available, they sold out immediately. And they created over $22 million in new revenue just over the course of a weekend, which, if you think of it from a company perspective, that's a major return on investment. But it's bigger than that because it validates and justifies the amount of interest and exposure there is for NFTs and interest in the brand that people are willing to spend a lot of money just to own a collectible and get access to something new that doesn't exist. If you want to take a closer look, you can go to the Artifact webpage and you can see the type of projects that they've done in the past. They've got all sorts of information up here about what they're doing. And then on the Adidas side, you can get an idea of what their NFTs look like. Here's one of them right here. You can go to OpenSea and find out all the ones that were actually created and then sold and look at the prices. To me, this is just a real powerful example of what we can expect to see more of as more brands start to adopt this. Now, for me as a consumer, it highlights the importance of being able to acquire these if I want to participate. As somebody who is interested in the business, it means even more that there's opportunities to help businesses market their brands, create new products using NFTs, help people create the contracts behind these NFTs, and just execute on it. And being able to perform, operate, maneuver, and navigate this world, I think is going to be a critical literacy for anybody involved in business and marketing and design going forward, anytime starting in 2022 and beyond. So I hope this gives you some perspective of what's going on, and hopefully this inspires you in the same way that inspired me. I think this is tremendous. There's plenty of opportunity, but I want to see who else is coming in. These are not the only two brands that are doing something like this, but right now it's the most visible at this moment at the end of 2021. All right, that is it for today. I'll see you next time. Take care.